Hi, this is Linda Nyer, Health Sciences Librarian. In this short overview video, I want to talk about a couple of additional strategies that you can use to find more articles for your Adult Health 2 paper. Sometimes it can be challenging to find research studies, especially when you're dealing with such tight parameters. Last 5 years, adults only, must be nursing literature, must be research study. So it can be a little challenging, so don't limit yourself to any one particular strategy. Not all strategies will work either for your topic, so experiment and try different ones until you find the one that will work. So in subsequent videos, I am going to be doing a little bit more in-depth demonstration of these different strategies, but for now, this is to just simply give you an overview of what your strategies are. Sometimes this can be referred to as berry picking, and these basically are the different strategies. You're going to be doing footnote chasing, citation searching, author searching, a journal run, or subject searches in library databases. So, to explain a little bit more in depth, one strategy that you always want to be sure to consider is to examine the footnotes or references or bibliography, whatever you want to call it, for a relevant article that you find. This works especially well if you have identified an article or two that is fairly current, like in the last year or so. Then simply look at their references, and a lot of times this will point you to other good articles. This also works really well if you can find a current systematic review, such as one of those that are published in Cochrane Library. These can be a real goldmine. Read the systematic review carefully to identify the relevant articles, and then go to their bibliography to get the complete citation and then track that down. Another strategy that works well, say you find an older article, maybe it's even a little bit too old to use, published in say 2008, 2007. You can try looking within a database like Web of Science. Google Scholar will also do this, and you can see who has since cited that article. This strategy is based on the idea that authors who cite other authors are working on similar research. So it's just another strategy that you can use to identify relevant research. Another strategy that you can use is to identify those journals that may be devoted to a very specific area, such as critical care nursing. Then once you've identified the journals, go into them and search for your topic. Do very simple search, because you've already sort of put the limiters on. If you've been able to identify a nursing journal, for instance, as the one I just mentioned, critical care nursing, then you've taken care of a number of your limiters there, especially your nursing research, and hopefully maybe even the geographic limiter. And then just search for your topic within there. Of course, there is the strategy, which we'll be talking about a little bit, which you're probably most familiar with. This is usually what students tend to think of when they think of library research, is actually doing subject searches in library databases. Those would include, of course, CINAHL, Medline, but don't overlook, say, Cochrane Library or PubMed, too. Finally, the other strategy, the fifth strategy that you want to consider is author searching. And that is when you find an author of an article that is relevant, see if you can find more articles by that author. Likewise, if you find that within the literature review, a certain author's name keeps coming up, do a search for that author. Ask your professor as well for who might be considered to be an expert in that field. Your professors are excellent sources of information and guidance on that. And also you can try using your textbook to see within a chapter, because they're going to be selecting the best of the best. So that's just a quick overview of some of these strategies, and on to the berries.